All right, guys. So let's hop into this real quick. We have the Canadians, U17 women, were at the Costa Calida MIMAcup, where they played Sweden, England, and Scotland. They were able to get one win out of those two games and two losses. First game ending 2-0 for England. Second game, a 3-0 win over Scotland, and then a 3-1 loss to Sweden. Gabby Estaki getting the goal in the Sweden loss, as well as a goal in the Scotland win, as well as in an absolute banger of a goal from Adeline, which is on the Can WNT's X page. By the way, Can WNT Twitter, y'all gonna get on that blue ski real soon, because I need that footage. I need you on blue ski. I need y'all there, guys, please. But let's try to talk about this game here, and it's a little bit difficult to really talk about these games because there wasn't much access to them, right? And I think that's what makes it a little bit difficult to really give much of an opinion, other than, okay, they had a solid second half against Scotland. England is hard to really look at or understand what happened, but you have the same two goal scorers, which is great. Gabrielle Estaki, who was on the U17s last year. So you open the door up that way, and that makes it a little bit more interesting, a little bit better to kind of look at what's going on. They had a little bit more. I'm mad in this sense because we even experienced this with the U17s on the men's side, where are we watching this team? That became very frustrating, where it's like, okay, it's going to be on CONCACAF Go. Well, it won't be because it's geo-blocked because the rights were given to someone else. Okay, well then, One Soccer's going to have them. Okay, maybe they will, maybe they won't. I don't want this to digress into a yelling at the people who produce or who give access to Canadian football content. That'll be another day. Trust me, that will be another day. But it does make you frustrated because even just having access to see these games, yes, this is not just from an evaluation standpoint. I've saw comments from family members on Canada Soccer's posts, and they can't do much other than say, hey, can we deal with X, Y, and Z so we can get this team going? And it's unfortunate because it's like, I want to watch this to evaluate these teams and see, okay, which players stand out. Family members want to watch these games and say, okay, well, which players here are doing well, seeing the hard work that they've done. Not everyone can travel to Spain and watch their kids or their family play. Why not give access to that? And it gets frustrating. But when we look at Canada, a win and two losses on paper doesn't sound great. And again, it's hard to really talk about that game too much without really knowing what's going on with access to it. However, playing 3 competitive games, as well as coming up with a good result and having the fight, losing 2-0 to England, I don't think is anything terrible, especially when we're looking at these games and we're fully rotating squads, trying to see different players. And I think this, would I have wanted to see 3 wins? Everyone wants to see 3 wins, but a win against Scotland, you know what your level is. Competed with England, great. And then Sweden kept fighting. I can't be disappointed with this, because what comes afterwards now is getting ready for U17 qualifiers, right? With Adeline Fairweather scoring goals, and honestly amazing. Fairweather was a player I started to look at just because I was curious for the game. If you look at the goal she scores against Scotland, I think my favorite part about that goal is the amount of players, the amount of Canadian players who all have the same reaction, which is, did she just do that? Did she really just Like, I think if the first angle of it, like, you see 3 Canadians all go to the hand on head, like, should she just, okay. And I'm hoping this is a situation where this is a shock to everyone. But now she got talent. She's out here. She's playing. But for Canada, it's now a matter of starting to get ready for qualifiers. They weren't in qualifiers, nor was Haiti, Mexico, or the United States. They're going to go and play. 3 groups of 4, I believe, is the setup. And then from there, top 2, and then top 2 third place teams. Quarterfinalists will play each other. The winners of that all go to the U17s World Cup. So you want to be in the semifinals, basically, to have a chance to move through. I think that's great. That'll be a great opportunity for them. But these other teams that are coming in aren't afraid and have had some time together as well, playing qualifying games, playing games that have some magnitude to them. So I'm curious to see how Canada's able to react to that. So our championship is set, so to speak. And to give you those teams again, for those of you who aren't quite sure what's going on. So the draw is taking place on February 24th. So that's in less than a week's time from when this video is going up. And they're going to be looking at teams who've already qualified. So you have the US, Mexico, Haiti, and Canada. And then they will be joined by Puerto Rico, Bermuda, Honduras, Trinidad and Tobago, Panama, El Salvador, and Nicaragua, and Costa Rica. So those are the 8 teams that they'll be joining. Draws on the 24th. Competition takes place from March 31st to April the 6th. So this looks like we're going to have games either every day or games happening on a succession of days. And we will have our 4 teams which are moving on. So guys, let me know if you were in Spain or if you were with the U17s, let me know who stood out to you. For me, I mean, Adeline Fairweather, Gabby Estaki were players, I mean, the goal scorers for both 2 games. 5 goals conceded, 4 goals scored. On paper, that looks great, but then you have a 3-1 loss and a 2-0 loss and a 3-0 win. McLeod, I think, I'm curious to see what the reports from her are. We'll wait and see what that looks like, but we'll be in that situation. But guys, thanks again. So we can give you more. It's hard when you don't have access, but that's where we are. And as always, I'm gonna stop talking right here.